Shalom, shalom, family. Welcome to another episode of Our Israel Lives. Excuse me, guys. Welcome, everyone. My name is Our Israel Wore, and I am coming to you today. I woke up early this AM, and the Most High had me write some stuff down. He had me go into the Break the Word Open. And I just want to be clear, this is not a Bible study channel, but because healing is connected to divine source, there will be many times where I will sit with you and we will talk about the principles of healing, and I will bring the scripture out. So this is one of those days. So for those out there who have a problem with me quoting scriptures, as a female, I don't know what to say, but so what the Most High, for people who are new to the channel is about healing mentally, spiritually, physically, just all around. And one of the things that I learned later on my healing journey, on my continued healing journey, is the first step. And I say there's a first and a second step, and this is just what the Most High gave me. I hope it resonates with you, okay? So you have the first stage or the first step of healing is changing your confession. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." If you think yourself sick, I'm not saying you shouldn't deal with, the reality of what you're dealing with, but what are you thinking and marinating on and those types of things? You have to change your confession. I am healed. Even when the healing hasn't completely manifest, that should be your confession. James 3:4 says, "The heart is like the rudder of a ship." We know how large a ship is, and yet it's a little rudder that guides and directs that ship, and the person driving the ship controls that tongue, that rudder. And so the word of the Most High tells us that our tongue is like that rudder of a ship. So the first step is changing your confession, not ignoring your circumstances, but changing your confession. Oh, well, how are you today? Oh, I'm striving for healing today. I thank the Most High for healing today. I'm thanking the Most High that healing will manifest very soon in my life. That's just a way to change, and as you continue to say it, you stand on it. It becomes a part of you. Okay, so first we must change our confession. And guys, I hope you don't hear in the background, it sounds like the neighbor is having a real good time. So I'm hoping you all are not distracted by that. But the second step, now I learned this from an African lady. I really enjoyed living in Africa because they made practical things. They gave you answers to some complex thing, and they made it so practical and so easy. And one of the things that I can't remember her name, I would give her a shout out, but one of the things she said that she taught that your confession must match your actions. You have to have a corresponding action. And the way she put it, I can't even remember the analogy, but it was just, to me, it was mind opening, that so many people are mad at the Most High because of their situation, not understanding that there was a corresponding action that brought certain things on. Okay, so I put in my notes, even in the Bible, it says faith without works is dead. That shows you that yes, you can believe something, but you have to work towards that. You have to put things in motion to manifest what you're speaking, okay? Um, this world is basically third dimension, okay? And there are people who have experienced miraculous healing, and that happens when people are able to connect with the Most High on a higher dimension, a higher level. And some people experience that instantaneous healing, but many of us don't. And we have these principles here on earth that really governs our day-to-day and what we put into the atmosphere and the things that we do to support the things that we put in the atmosphere through our thought and through our minds. So real quick, we're going to talk about since we are as a global I believe I'm in a higher dimension, which is why many people don't understand me, and that's fine. But the majority of us are in the third dimension, and we have laws that govern this realm. That's why sometimes we're a little limited when we're operating in the third dimension. But I'm not saying that these laws aren't also honored in other dimensions, but what I'm saying is they are very concrete and real here, and they're called the universal laws, okay? And when we're talking about healing, we need to understand these universal laws, and I'm trying to pull them up on my on my phone here, and we're only going to discuss the few of them that are really what I say conducive to understanding in regards to healing. Okay, so the law of cause and effect. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. For every cause there is an effect. So in healing, we got to understand that whatever is going on with us, something has happened. Sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes it's just the environment. They could be shooting radiation or whatever. You know, the Most High, if we're in tune, the Most High will reveal to you things that you need to know in order, to facilitate a healing. Okay. The law of attraction. What you say comes to you. What you think comes to you. So the law of attraction says like energy attracts like energy. What you focus on and feel most strongly tends to manifest. So if you manifest, if you think I'm healed, and you do the corresponding action to support that, that is what's going to manifest in your life. The law of vibration. Everything in the universe is in constant motion and vibrates, including matter, thoughts, and emotions. So that's how important your thoughts and your emotions are. We have to get our emotions in check in order for there to be healing in our body. The law of polarity. I was wondering if I was going to talk about this, but it's a real thing. Everything has an opposite or polarity. Opposites are two extremes of the same thing. So where there's illness at a high level, there's healing at a high level. So you can achieve that. Many people in the Bible live upwards over 100 years old. And even in Africa, while we were still there, I personally knew someone whose mother, I think she died at 108. I also knew a person whose father died at 125. So guys, this is it. You have to know that it's attainable for you to have divine health. Okay. The law of rhythm. The universe operates in cycles. There is a natural ebb and flow to all things. We also have to understand that there is a rhythm to life. There's summer, spring, fall, winter. There's phases of healing. Most people don't know that if you ate God's food, pure, raw, sun-drenched God's food for 7 years, you could completely change your body in 7 years. You will have a completely new cellular body. So in 7 years, you could actually really just be a whole different person. If you put everything in your mouth and in your mind, every day, you could actually become a new person physically and spiritually. Okay. The law of divine oneness. Everything is connected and part of a single, unified whole. That means we're connected to the animals, we're connected to the trees, the plants, everything. So you have to have a reverence. Now, this is something that people don't like to hear, but when you understand oneness, you think of the animals as just as you. They have a mama, they have a daddy. So then, you're not so willing to eat them, right? So when we understand that we are all connected, now some people say, oh, plants also have life, but see, we were commanded to eat the fruit of the tree. And what people don't understand, we eat ripe fruit. When fruit are ripe, they're red, they're actually going into their decomposing state when they fall from the tree, and that's when we eat them. So we're not plucking life, we're actually taking of the tree after it has ran its course. Okay, the fruit. And then the leaves, we only use those every once in a while for our healing, our medicine. So, and that's just like plucking, like if I plucked a piece of my hair. So that's a part of healing, respecting nature and understanding that this world is bigger than you and your appetite, and having respect for other entities here on earth. There's a saying that there's a lot of disease that they call the animals revenge, that the animals get their revenge from the grave, because if we weren't eating them, a lot of these things that are happening to us would not happen. And it's just true. Okay. And the last one we're going to talk about is the law of correspondence. As within, so without. And manifestation of all things. So whatever is in you is going to come out. Okay. So that means you have to work on the inside first. You have to work on your spirit first. You have to work on what you put in your body. People say, oh, your skin is so pretty, what do you use? It's not all of what I use, it's what I put in my body. The water that I drink, the food that I eat, the things that I think on, the things that I meditate on, the transferring my heaviness to the divine and not trying to carry everything. Those things all will affect, how you look and feel on the outside. So whenever we have things in our body, things happening, we shouldn't be mad at the Most High. We need to get in tune with the Most High and inquire. If you inquire, the Most High will let you know and will reveal to you where your causes are coming from, and the remedy. Okay, and you won't like the answer all the time, because you'll have to crucify that flesh. Okay. And the last thing I really want to talk about today is our lives are like seed time and harvest. What you put into the earth, is what's going to come out. First, you have to make certain that the seed is not defective, okay? That your heart is right, that you're in tune with the Most High. And then you have to make certain that you are in the right soil, you're in the right environment. Many of us, our illnesses come because we're in the wrong environments. We can have a good seed, we can be putting good water on it, we can be putting good fertilizer on it, but it's in a soil that just is not, it's in an environment that is not conducive to bringing forth the fruit that we need. So what we put in, we get out. And you look at some people, you said, oh, they're amazing people, they do this or what, why this or why that, why this or what, why that. Sometimes it's the soil. Sometimes it's the environment that they're in. And sometimes people just are not strong enough, to get out of the environment or pick themselves up and remove themselves from situations, but just know that in all that we do, there is a cause of our effect. There is a reason, and to be connected to the Most High and ask for a revelation and understanding. And so, guys, I hope this was a good first session on healing, and helps you understand the aspects of healing a little more. After you start mastering what you speak and the corresponding actions, then you start working on, the corresponding action is what we think on, what we put in our bodies. Just respecting nature and loving nature. Okay, guys, we are of the minerals of the earth. Every mineral that you find in the earth and in the animals and the trees are in us. We are a oneness. Okay, so we have to, in order for us to harvest or harness the energy and the healing energy, we have to be healed on the inside. We have to be healed in our mind. We have to understand that everything we do comes back to us because we are oneness. Okay, if we eat death, we will see death. And that's not to say people who don't eat animals don't experience things. We're not saying this, but we're saying that if you sow continuously into things, that's where disease and all of this stuff comes from. It comes from the mind first, but also I'm a emotional eater. So when I get sad, I eat everything I know I'm not supposed to eat. Cheese, right? And butter. I'm working on that, I'm working on when I'm depressed or I'm sad or whatever. I'm working on, okay, what can I find healthy to munch on, So guys, I hope this was really eye-opening to you. I ask that if it was helpful to you, that you would put the comments in the comment section, and I am going to open up the what we put in our mouth session, as far as I decided to do segments. I'm going to start with a segment called our drink segment. I'm going to teach you how to make healthier drinks and how just that alone could help foster a little bit of change in your life. And then we're going to go on to other items like food and so forth and so on, and medicines. We're going to do all of that. So guys, I'm so thankful that you sat with me for a while here. I apologize for the long video, but I felt like I really need to set a proper expectation of healing. You can't just be mindful of what you put in your mouth. It's so much bigger than that. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for sitting with me today. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Shalom.